Mission complete. Good job.
Watch my levels. We were level 1 when we walked in here. That only said 16, but we got to 18. Yo guys, what is up? Max in our First Descendant video, and today we're going to be talking about the new fastest experience farm in TFD with the new update that they dropped in Season 1 launch. They reworked experience gains, and now there is tons of experience in activities that there wasn't experience in before. So we're going to be going through everything that you need to know. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. So if you're wondering why we're able to level up so much faster now, there's two kind of big notes in the patch notes. The first one is they say we increase the experience reward for completing hard infiltration operations and also increased experience for defeating monsters by 1.5 times or 50% more XP from defeating monsters. You can now acquire rare basic materials from hard infiltrations, and they increase the experience by 1.5 times for normal infiltration operations. They also buffed special operations, so you now acquire additional Descendant experience while completing waves in special operations. So both of these contents are massively improved for experience gain. One thing to note about that is it is specifically for Descendants, so the best Descendant experience farm is not going to be the same for the best weapon experience farm. So we're just going to be talking about weapon experience. And right now, there is two dungeons that are just simply way better than everything else, and that is Biolab and Magister's Lab. Now, Magister's Lab on one completion, just running it at level 1, will get you from 1 to 13 levels. You do it in like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and you're going to go from level 1 to 13. The big experience is completing the dungeon. You're not going to want to run in here and like kill an elite and reset. You want to complete the dungeon. 95% of the experience is from completing the dungeon. Magister's Lab is one of the fastest. You can literally do it in like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and you're going to get tons of experience from Magister's Lab. The other dungeon that is more experience is Biolab. Biolab will currently, on a level 1 character, get you to level 18 in a single clear, and you can clear this in like 4 minutes and 10 seconds was our record on clearing it. And this is like not everyone like using max builds. Like I was playing my Haley, but Biolab right now is the most experienced dungeon in the game. However, it depends on which to run, on kind of what you're after and if you're playing in a group or not. So right now, for example, Magister's is dropping Haley parts. So if you're interested in getting Haley farmed, they're so close in experience gains that you should just run Magister's. And you can get your like full score easier in Magister's Lab. So you're going to be getting more amorphous materials, you're going to be getting Haley parts, and you're still going to be leveling up incredibly fast. However, if you don't really care about Haley materials and you just want the absolute fastest, it is slightly faster to run Biolab. Biolab, you need to run, I think, 5 dungeons, and you can run 5 of these in about 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Ideally, you are bringing a built team, and you want to look at your, like, how fast you're doing this. Bunny is absolutely the best Descendant to clear this quickly. If you can do it in 4 minutes and 30 seconds or less, you are going to be getting the most experience from Biolab. If you are taking more than 4 minutes and 30 seconds to do Biolab, I'd probably recommend just running Magister's. Magister's is very easy to clear, and Biolab is definitely a harder dungeon. You're definitely going to have a little bit more difficulties, but Magister's is kind of a little bit easier, but not quite as min-maxed for experience. Both of these are fantastic farms, though. Here's the full list of dungeons organized by experience per minute. You'll note that Magister's Lab here is slightly better than Biolab. That's simply because these tests were all run by a solo player playing Bunny, and so Biolab is a lot harder to clear as a solo player versus with a team. So if you're with a team, you can clear Biolab faster and get that slightly better drop rates and XP than Magister's, but Magister's for solo definitely going to be the easier thing to clear, and you can clear it faster. And so these are our experience organized by these dungeons, and really just Magisters and Biolab are the two things you're going to want to stick to. Everything else, you know, these Chapel, Asylum, Caligo, and Mystery's End are all still pretty good experience. They're just not nearly as good as our top-end experience farms. Now, for leveling your weapons and your Descendants, you have a little bit more options. Block Kuiper mining is still really good. It's like better than it was before. You can run like 3 of these and hit level 40, which is fantastic. So you're doing these, like, it's going to take you like 30 minutes to hit level 40 doing Block Kuiper mining, and you're going to be getting a lot of experience, versus the dungeons are like 20 minutes to hit level 40, but you're not getting really any weapon experience. So Block Kuiper mining is really good. It's going to give you gold. It's going to give you void shards. So still a very efficient farm. It's just not the best experience farm for your Descendants anymore. And the other really good farm that is still really good, is going to be the like Vespers farm in Moonlight Lake. This is the abort farm, where you're basically doing a void fragment, having the enemies spawn, kill them, and then aborting the mission. This is still as efficient as it was before. There's just a lot more options, and if you want to play the game and actually earn things, because this doesn't give you like any gold Kuiper, you're aborting, so you're not getting any void fragments. This is still like an incredibly efficient farm. You're just not going to get anything from doing it besides experience. So I'm not really going to be recommending this anymore, because you have extremely efficient farms that will net you tons of amorphous materials, tons of gold, tons of Kuiper, tons of experience. For example, I was running this dungeon just to level my Haley, and if we just go to my consumables, just to show you, just from leveling up my Haley, my amorphous materials, I've got 73 056s. And so I'm about to have a lot of crystallization catalyst blueprints, and a bunch of parts for my afterglow, which I need to level up anyways. But I really do think that if you're trying to be the most efficient in multiple sets, doing dungeons, doing sterile lands, block Kuiper mining are going to be your best routes, because not only are they going to give you the XP, the gold, the Kuiper, they'll also give you the character, and like void shards, and they're just very efficient farms right now. At the time of recording this, I haven't like gone and retested gold and Kuiper drop rates, so I probably will have a separate video on that. But one thing I wanted to bring to your attention is these new daily events that they've added. So if you hit your escape button on keyboard and mouse, or you hold down start button on PlayStation or Xbox, you will be brought to this game menu. It looks like there's nothing here. If you click the event tab, you will see your Descendant daily task. Now, this is daily tasks, and it also has these like 10-day event tasks. If you knock out your event tasks right now, they are giving 3 catalyst blueprints for doing your event tasks and 6 million gold, which is kind of insane. These will refresh every 10 days, so make sure you get those done, and then you will have new daily tasks that are refreshing every day. The ones that I did today gave me 1 million gold, a bunch of resources for catalyst, and 100,000 Kuiper. Just if you are logging in, these are great things to just get done or make sure you're doing, so that you're going to be getting the most amount of experience and gold, if you don't have a ton of time to play. The other thing, if you're really trying to be efficient with your time, I know they're not everyone's favorite piece of content, but the new invasion dungeons, there's 4 that you can do a day. They are, if you get a gold, you are guaranteed to get 1.25 million gold from doing them. They take like 4 minutes a piece, and they are affected by the gold drop rate increases. So if you, for example, have a gold gain booster, you're going to be getting 1.25 million gold plus 30% more, and you can knock them out in less than like 15 minutes, which is kind of insane. So if you're logging in each day and don't have much time to play, those are definitely priorities for getting tons of resources for yourself, and that should keep you topped up on gold pretty well. And then in terms of like actually sitting down and farming for gold, I still think Environment Contamination Zone should still be the best gold and Kuiper farm. If you're looking to really blast, this is also a Glay Reactor farm this week, so even more important to be doing this if you really need resources. And unless they've like drastically changed something, this should still be the best, but I will go and do more testing. Guys, that is going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. At the time of watching this, my Haley build guide should be out later in the day, so keep an eye peeled for that, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Peace.